Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hi, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Rach.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's Cinco de Mayo today when we're recording, so
Yeah.
get your margaritas and Americanized Mexican food.
Yeah.
Crush it. Enjoy it.
And you know what? Why don't you celebrate 2.5 weeks late with Cinco de Mayo? 'Cause I think that's when that episode is going to come out.
So enjoy that.
Jen and I both have some
Lots going
busy
on.
weeks coming up, so we're trying to stock up on some pod recordings.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
It was awesome.
Yeah?
So we celebrated my friend Melanie's birthday.
Nice.
Melanie, who's been on the pod twice, but neither episode has been released.
You know, it's a bit, this is our like big tease.
Yeah. One day she will be on the pod and I won't mess up the audio and it'll be great. But yeah, we had a birthday celebration. We went and had brunch.
Ooh, where'd you go?
Mary Lou's.
Where's that?
You know where Postbellum was? Yep. It took over that spot.
Oh, okay. I'm never in that area. It's very VCU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. But it was good.
Nice.
It was nice. We had a little private room area.
That place used to have a rooftop, does it still?
So we didn't go to the rooftop, but I think it still does have the rooftop. Yeah. It was nice. Brunch was great. There were a lot of tequila shots at brunch. And then post brunch, we went to Latitude out in Stony Point. That's where she goes to hang. So we went.
That's far from where you were.
Yeah. Yeah. One destination to another.
Especially to be taking a lot of shots.
Oh, yeah. And we took a pit stop at my house and had another shot.
Big
I
day.
say, I don't know how many people were taking shots. I was driving.
Yeah.
So felt good about that and felt great on Sunday when I woke up.
Yeah.
But we went there and then there were even more shots. And when I talk about shots, we're talking tequila. I think it's like Teremana Blanco or something. Like quality tequila.
Yeah.
And they are just shot after shot after shot. And
You
I don't know how they do it.
I was very impressed at your bachelorette how many shots two of the girls who I know were probably at this birthday party, 'cause I saw the pictures, Lindsay and Brittany.
Yep.
They can just take them.
Yes.
Back to back. And I was like, I would be like, okay, I'll do one, maybe two.
Maybe two. I'm probably throwing up after one if it's tequila. I'm like,
Oh yeah, no.
gross.
Tequila was my shot of choice. So
Oh.
but I forgot that about you.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, that they were crushing them, and like that's the thing is that it's not just the tequila shot, is they also have a drink, and they're just drinking it up, and I'm like,
See, I also think because of my age, I feel like I would take shots to like go hard.
oh yeah, they were
And
going.
now I'm not at a place where one, I can handle that, nor do I want to.
Some people, the fun
but
don't stop.
Impressed by those who can do that.
They can still hang. They were still rocking and rolling.
I also imagine if I had 2 shots now, because it's been so long since I've had a substantial amount of alcohol, that I would just throw up.
Yeah, I feel that way too. I mean, I was impressed. It was a great time. We had a ball. Yeah,
And I think we've talked about this before, that like being the sober one, I think is fun if everyone starts sober.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you are just around as other people continue to get drunk. If you like joined in at the second location and people are already pretty drunk, not as fun.
I would agree with that. Yeah, we have talked about that before. I 100% agree with that. And
so you're kind of still like along for the ride and you're picking up on the energy.
Yeah.
You're getting like
The
secondhand drunk.
yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Whereas if you just come in and everyone's already drunk, you're not getting that.
Yeah, no, not at all. But it was good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
There
I'm
from the
glad you had
beginning
such a good time.
till the end. I did go home with a headache.
How long was the day? That makes sense. You're like, you know what? I'm going to have a headache anyway, so I'm going to try and make it mild.
Exactly. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. But end of the night was good. We wound up hanging out. Just a few of us that could still stand. It was a
Who was the
fun
final
time.
few?
It was Janelle, Brittany, Lindsay, and me.
Gosh, and okay, that's sweet. Wait, Mel pieced out.
Mel.
Her birthday, she was probably going harder than everyone else.
She went hard, and she was getting shot of strep bought for her.
Yeah, that's true.
So she was probably taking 3 to every 1.
Yeah,
I would say on average.
That's impressive.
So she went home, which was good.
Yeah,
it's good. It was a good decision.
That's fun.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Like a good day.
It was fun. I was out more than I thought I would. I think everyone thought I was probably going to go home after brunch.
Yeah, I was like, when you said you went to, like, especially that you came back to your house and then you weren't like, okay, bye.
Y'all go ahead.
I'm very proud of you.
It also helped that I was like being relied on for driving.
Yeah, you're the safety officer.
So I felt like I had a role to play.
Yeah.
It was great. It was a fun weekend. So because of all of that, Saturday though, I went to second location and third location. Jen doesn't do this. So because of all of that, I needed Sunday to recover.
Yeah.
So I did still get a visit from BMO and Mel before Brittany headed back to DC, which was great. So that was fun. They came to me because they knew not leaving the house.
Right, which is very funny being the one who didn't drink. And they're like, we'll come to Jen.
Exactly.
She's probably really out of it.
She just can't hang. Yeah. But I mean, even while I was gone all day Saturday, Nathan completely cleaned, hosed down, washed off the screened-in porch, all the furniture, cleaned the rug that was outside, and put it all back together. So I came home Saturday evening to just the most beautiful screened-in porch ready for me to just live in. So that's kudos, hubby.
Nice husband. Good job, Nathan.
Crushed it. I'm not. He didn't set an expectation now that I expect, like, that him to do something like that every time I'm gone for an entire day. But maybe.
Yeah.
I might want it.
But I'm not saying he shouldn't feel that way.
Exactly. Yeah, that was so. Yeah, it was a great weekend.
Isn't that nice? It's very nice, I think, to remember that, like, okay, in being honest, building up to this day where you like, oh, I'm going to have a good time and I'm going to go. But you're like, I'm going to be really tired and I don't want to leave the house.
Anytime I do that.
Exactly. And then you do it and you're like, I love my friends. That was so fun. You just feel so filled up. But then it's going to come again and you'll still go through the same motions.
100%. It'll still be a cycle. I have one regret. And that's that I did not get food to bring home with me from E2 Mama. Because we went there to Vail. No, it's just
you went to Vail also, so you had 4
that
locations.
Was third stop. Well, no, I guess technically 4 because we went to Janelle's and then went to.
Wait, you said you had brunch, then you came here.
Oh yeah, but I was counting this pit stop as like just a brief shot and run. We walked in, took a shot.
That's like
ran
bar
out.
Crawl days.
Yeah, we were rolling through stuff. But I have yet to try E2 Mama food, and I watched everybody eat the food, and I was like, nah, I'm going to go home. I don't, like, we've been eating all day.
Yeah.
No, should have had takeout. So if you're ever questioning yourself, do I get food to go? Do I get more food here?
Just in case.
It's just always a yes.
Yeah.
It should always be a yes. Don't ever say no, or you're going to have a regret.
Right.
And
you regretted it.
I regret it. Yeah, how was your weekend?
Speaking of food, no, this was great. I was not like, when is she gonna shut up so I can talk about me? I had my global entry interview in Norfolk, and I am now considered a global entrant. I've been approved. It took less than 5 minutes.
I guess there's one of 2 outcomes there: terrorist or global entry.
Right. They literally said, "When's your birthday?" And then he talked to me because you have to like list recent places you've been to out of the country within like the past 2 years.
Oh.
And so he was like, okay, Dominican, Spain, Morocco. How did you like Morocco? And because his friend went recently and she said she felt very uncomfortable because there was a lot of men like not even trying not to stare. And she was like, it was like a safety, like not okay thing. And asked if I felt that way. And I was like, that was my interview.
Yeah. Just talking about your travels.
Yeah.
How casual.
Yeah.
Well, that's nice.
Thank
you, global entrant interviewer.
Yeah, so my interview was scheduled for 3:30, and they called me when I was at the gym that morning and said, you can come anytime. But it was a very like cryptic, because I didn't answer it because I didn't recognize the number. They left a voicemail and said, you can come at any time if you're free before your interview. And when they say, why are you here? Only say these 3 words. Got a call. And I was like, is this a trick? Is this like a trick
that sounds
for getting global entry? But then I arrived. No one asked me that question. They buzzed me in and said, you ready? And then I began. But because of all that,
sketchy call.
So we got there like around 1:30, and before we were going to like get there around that time and have lunch, then do my interview.
Norfolk's
and then,
great.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
I don't like it anymore. But I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
And I've been there before, but not really like explored anyways. So I was like, let's just do my interview first, because I have a feeling based on the vibes it's going to be very quick, and we'll just get that done since I can go early. So we did that, and then I, in my mind, was like, we're near a body of water. Let's get seafood at a place where we can look at the water.
Yeah. Okay.
And so there was this option that it was near the global entry place, because I was like, we have to like pay to park downtown. I was like, let's go there, walk, whatever.
Okay.
So we find a place. They're like, it's a 20-minute wait. Is that fine? I said, yep. During this 20-minute wait, Skylar looks at it on Yelp, and it's like they have 1.2 star reviews. And I don't think that much about Yelp, but I was like, okay, well, let's go to the place next door. And they had like a 2.3 star review.
Damn.
Still put my name on the list. They never contacted me, which is fine because we didn't end up being there.
Yeah.
So we go to the secondary location. We order these mocktails, and after 25 minutes, we still didn't have them. Skylar went in to talk to the bartender. It's like, hey, just curious what's going on, because our waitress had come out and said, sorry it's taking so long, they ran out of mint, and the bartender asked me to get some mint, but I'm not a bartender, I don't know what mint is, but they're making your drinks right now. So then 10 minutes after that, Skylar goes in. It was like, hey, just curious, because our waitress was never coming back, we ordered these, and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
What?
He was like, I'll make those for you right now. She's like, are we getting gaslit by...
Yeah, is the waitress not the waitress?
Doesn't
work there?
Right, exactly. So anyways, after 35 minutes, Skylar just wanted... Because we'd also looked at the menu. It didn't seem exciting. So we're like, okay, let's just have the drinks, enjoy the water, then we'll go find someplace else to eat.
Yep, good move.
But at this point, it's like 3:10.
You're hungry.
I'm very hungry. I'd already paid because we had just decided we're not going to eat here. We're going to get the drinks and then bounce. But then we still didn't have the drinks. Skylar wanted to just leave. And I'm like, but we paid for them.
Yeah. I would say the same thing.
So then we just essentially chug them and leave. So it wasn't worth it.
It was enjoyable.
I mean, they were very good. So then we go to the third location. The third location is another seafood place with a rooftop bar.
Nice.
Not right on the water, but you can see. It's like, that'll be fun. It's a nice day.
Yep.
At that time, they only had a raw bar, and we're not huge oyster people.
Yeah, no.
And we also wanted like food.
Yeah.
Like not just
oysters
a plate of oysters.
An appetizer.
So then we went to the place next door to that.
Oh my God, 4 places.
Just to get food. Not even, we don't care anymore.
Yeah.
We're just getting food. And they're like, we don't start serving food again until 4:00. And at this point, I just start laughing.
Yeah, it's like a joke.
Yeah. So we make it to the 5th location. It was called a grilled cheese bistro.
Give me a fucking grilled cheese.
And yeah, it was fine.
That is insanity. One, I will say in the future, maybe trust those Yelp reviews.
Yeah.
We are big Google reviews.
Well, see, yeah, for some reason, Google reviews I'm fine with.
Mm-hmm.
Yelp, I just feel like is all angry people. I don't know. And I think what it was, and Skylar kind of already knew this, and I think was trying to appease me. We were in a place where it's just like, yeah, these are the 2 like touristy restaurants where you can be by the water and get seafood, but the food's not actually going to be good. Like, we looked at the menus and we're unimpressed, and they didn't even have like that much seafood options. I was just like, I just want some shrimp.
Yeah. A basket of shrimp and fries might sound
exactly. That would be nice.
Steamed scrumps.
And then, but the fact that they never
Buffalo
even
scrumps.
contacted me, I'm still waiting to go.
Popcorn scrumps. Sorry.
But yeah, no, it's okay.
Bacon wrap scrumps.
And I realize that is not an interesting story.
No, I mean, that's like a shitty scenario.
In the moment, it was so comical to be like, oh, right, this place doesn't have good reviews. Let's go to the next one.
I love that.
Okay,
you
we're
hit
going to wait
5.
for 40 minutes to get our drinks and then leave. But now we're so hungry. Let's go across the street to this one. Nope, can't go there. They only have a raw bar. This other one doesn't start serving till 4.
Yeah.
So, and then we did end up not even eating probably until 4 anyway.
I was going to say, about the time, what a whirlwind. So I understand why you say that.
Yeah, but we got our steps in.
Okay.
And I'm a global entrant.
And that's the key. The main takeaway here,
Yeah.
not a terrorist, global entrant instead. Glad to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
What are the other options? Are there other options?
For what?
Do you just get when you get denied a global entrant? What do you have to be denied?
Probably a criminal record. I forgot. He also asked me if I've ever been convicted of a crime or found guilty of anything. And so I actually would be curious what the threshold is.
For crime?
I was like, as a young white woman with no record, I wasn't concerned about my odds. No, but what the threshold is of, okay, oh, if you stole cigarettes from the 7-Eleven when you were 19, can you get global entry? But so I don't know.
Yeah. It definitely all depends, right? Because I think misdemeanors I don't actually know if that's a misdemeanor. It should be. But I think they get cleared off your record after 5 years, right?
Right, but what if I'm applying at 20? Maybe I have to wait till I'm...
Maybe if you're applying for global entry, you shouldn't be stealing a pack of cigarettes.
Right. Well, I didn't decide to get my
travel
life together and travel the world until getting caught with my
turn it around.
Cigarettes. Yeah.
Maybe that's what the interview process goes through, though.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Right. That's true.
I would like that. I hope it's not just nope, sorry, you have this blemish. We don't care the details. You're done.
Yeah. But honestly, it's you just have to wait in line with the rest of the plebeians, which I've been doing for years, and it hasn't been a problem.
Yeah, it works out.
It's not like I can no longer travel. I just travel at a slightly slower pace.
But now you don't. Now you are breezing right through.
Yeah.
Because global entrant
Rachel... Do I have to take
Rachel...
my shoes off now? Do I get to keep my shoes on?
Global entry is when you arrive, the passport process.
Right, but I also get TSA pre-check with global entry.
Oh, yeah. TSA pre-check is what gets you through security without taking your shoes off or taking electronics out of your bag.
Ooh, okay. That honestly is what I care about the most.
The most important.
Because I find it very annoying when I'm traveling for work and having to take my laptop out. I will actually, for personal travel, Skylar sometimes brings his laptop, and I'm no, I don't want to deal with the responsibility of taking it in and out. It's so tedious to me.
Yeah, you don't have to take anything out. You don't have to take your liquids, your little bag of liquids if you have.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the best setup.
I don't even do that anymore. Some airports say you need to, some don't. So I just don't. And if they say it, sure, I keep it close to my pocket.
Yeah. I do TSA pre-check, so I haven't done it in years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to figure out when I need to renew that.
Yeah, and you get it for 5 years. And for people, if they're curious, because that's why everyone was giving me shit for one, not having TSA pre-check, because it's $70 and it lasts. Yeah. I don't know if that also lasts for 5 years, but it probably lasts 5 years or more. Global entry lasts for 5 years, and it's $120.
Yeah. And most of your credit cards will cover it.
Yeah.
If you have a travel card.
Well, we've been through this, and I don't have that.
Yeah, true.
And I did no additional research since we've last chatted. So first of all, my family, we do the one trip every year, right? And Nathan and I travel a lot, okay? So you would think that if someone's going to say something about a travel experience, you would believe what your daughter says, calling it out, over your son, right? Mm-hmm. You know? So naturally, my mom was like, no, Jonathan said that that's $500 for or TSA pre-check or global entry. And I was just like, yeah, Mom, I'm telling you, it's not. It's like $80 to $90 max. Because at the time, and it's less than that.
Yeah, because at the time when I got my TSA pre-check, it was I think $99.
And you already
I had it. And she was like, oh no, it's really expensive. And I was like, Jonathan, where did you... He's like, that's what happened when I looked on the website. I was like, you didn't look. You mouthed off and you said something stupid and wrong because you do that. He likes to just go off and say things.
Not like you, though.
Not like me. I don't just say things. Some of his are crazy, though.
Yeah.
Just crazy. And yeah, she was just like, yeah, Jonathan said. I was like, no, Mom. But I'm saying... I'm telling you.
You're right. As the person who has purchased it,
who has
here is the literal receipt.
Here's what it is. So yeah, because I was trying to tell them they should do it.
Yeah.
Because they're all in the line and they're like, how are you doing all that?
Yeah.
I mean, Nathan doesn't even have it yet, though. So he
and
also needs to
especially,
do
I
it.
think of like, well, yeah, now Skylar doesn't have it either. They're like,
Bye.
bye.
Bye. Got my shoes on.
And I just think of your dad and him having to take off his shoes and stuff, and it would just be so much easier.
Well, so like for my dad, he needs to be escorted by security through.
Okay.
Because like he's in the chair
Yeah.
when he's at the airport, and like he can't take his shoes off. Like someone else has to do that for him. And like every time, the times that we went through, he had to stand up, which is also very difficult. And then like take his belt off, which is so now we are undressing and dressing my father at the airport. Sorry, but like literally, it's like, is this really serious?
I'm imagining your dad just like in boxers. And actually no, like tidy whities, and just being like, see, you should have gotten TSA pre-check.
Oh, that's
all
hilarious.
could have been avoided.
That's so funny. A lot of it too is because he has a machine, a thing that goes around his leg to help with his drop foot, pick his foot up, and they're like, what is that? And I was like, Mom, there's actually ways that you can get like a medical like clearance, so they understand what it is. It's like all of this stuff. They're like the process that you could go through. I need to just go do it for them, because I tried to tell her after the first year, and our second year I don't think we really made any changes. So
you know what you should do?
I'm just gonna do it.
You should like apply for them and do the application fee and everything. Oh yeah, and just be like, wow, Jen got us this $1,000.
I paid thousands of dollars. John said it was $500, but it's probably like it was actually $1,000 a person. Right. Merry Christmas, Merry Chrysler. So yeah, that I don't know why I just tangented there, but it made me thought about that story.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see how my upcoming travel goes.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for you. The global entry thing I've never experienced, but TSA pre-check, live by it.
It's also very weird. He said, and because I found it so weird, I repeated it back to him and then repeated it to Skylar, which is how I remember. But he says, yes, so for global entry, when you land and you can turn your phone back on, you open this app and then you check in from the app and then you go through the global entry line. Except if you are flying back to the U.S. from Ireland, Dubai, Canada, or, I forget the other one, like Jamaica. Because then you do global entry in that country.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, will there be signs? Will it say this in the app, or am I just supposed to remember? And he goes, the app's not great at explaining it.
I bet it's not. But that's cool that they go ahead and do it in those countries.
Yeah. But just those four that seem very random.
Unrelated, completely. I don't understand any relation.
Yeah.
Man. Dubai, though. That place is not a place I want to visit, but looks really cool in the images. Zero interest, though. I don't know if I would be accepted. I think of like those types of places like, I have an interest in like going to China, but I'm just more curious about like ancient China. Yeah, and like the Great Wall and stuff, and rather than like being in the city, though I'm sure that's cool too. It was cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a whole thing. Yeah. It's hard going to places where like, I mean, I'm sure people feel that now trying to come to America. It's like going to places where you're not going to be like welcomed or accepted or respected in any way, shape, or form.
Which is why he asked the Sebastian, my global entry officer, asked my TSA, Homeland Security, whatever they are, asked me about my Moroccan experience.
Yeah, because
he was like, I hear they're not welcoming to ladies.
Yeah. Well, when all of your laws are not against, it's shitty.
As a reminder, if people haven't listened to the Renaissance episode, that is where I learned from our tour guide that in Morocco they have they have solved the problem of single mothers because they allow men to have multiple wives.
Boom.
So,
wow.
Yeah. And I guess because that is in the
impressive.
Quran. Yeah. So not just Morocco, it's
part of that religion.
But anyways, you are doing something. Well, I would define it as fun. I don't know if you define it as fun this weekend.
I am excited about it. So same group that we partied crazy hard on Saturday we're gonna do an RV camping trip.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're dipping our toes in the right way. So we're not just like driving the RV across country and doing something crazy. We're driving an hour and a half out to Culpeper or Charlottesville area.
Pretty.
And Lindsay's parents have an RV that we can use, and they've got this thing called Harvest Host, which is really cool because there's wineries, I guess. Again, I don't know the details, so I might be butchering
Harvest Host is what
Host,
you're saying.
I think is what it is.
And you can park at wineries and park your RV.
Hook your camper up to those places. Cool. With that pass, you can do it like hop to wineries and do all of that. So I think it's basically our plan. Although I think we have a campsite too in somewhere. But it's just Friday night and Saturday night. And we're coming back Sunday morning because Mother's Day. And I feel like that's a good start and introductory.
Will you be sleeping in the camper?
So I have decided that there's 6 of us total. It is going to be crowded in the camper, which I'm not the only one that thought this. So I think me and Lindsay both are bringing tents and air mattresses. And I think Janelle even wants to sleep in the in the tents too. So
actually no one's sleeping in the RV and everyone's sleeping in the tent.
No, that still leaves the other 3 in the RV, which the RV has like one main bed and then like another bed that you break out, and then there's like a couch. So when initially it was like, okay, we could technically all fit, and then I think it's like turned into 6. It was like, oh no, we should do. And I haven't camped since 2013.
Okay, that's a long time.
Long time ago. And a lot of things have changed since I went to Firefly Music Festival and was drunk and high
and could sleep anywhere.
Slept anywhere I wanted.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. But like, I feel like I'm doing it the right way. The air mattress, having my own, as long as the weather's nice, I'm gonna be fine.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting to hear you say that because every day that I've known you, you have consistently said, I have no desire to ever go camping.
No desire.
And especially you've said you could do some glamping.
Yes.
Which surprises me that you are opting for the tent option over the RV option.
Yes. Well, so here's why I'm okay with the tent option. And here's why I'm okay with going camping. Because we have the RV. The RV has a bathroom. It has a kitchen. And I have the ability to go inside.
Yeah.
And I think I'm opting tent solely just because I feel like I'll have more space and I can go to bed when I want. There's not going to be a bunch of
How much
in and out.
Space do you need?
Like, I can just place to sleep. Like, it's not like I need to like
I thought you're
move
like,
around.
Yeah, I need activities in there.
Like, no, just like I can go to bed anytime I want. Without
okay. And like I'm removing myself from the
yeah like it's like cool, I can choose to go to bed.
That is nice.
I'm not gonna have people coming in and out of the camper, or I need to slide over on the bed so someone can get in.
Understood. Yeah.
And so that's part of why I chose that path. But again, it's not me. I'm not a camper, so I'm hopeful that, and I'm also just more excited. Like, I'm also willing to put myself in an uncomfortable position because I get the opportunity to spend time with my friends.
Yeah, good for you.
So it's not, I'm definitely more of like a trooper. I'll do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to bitch and complain the whole time either. I'm just going to do it.
You're not a complainer.
No, I'm not. Because if I'm going to do something, why complain? It's only going to make me unhappy while I'm then doing it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it, put a smile on my face, and then afterwards, if I'm like, I don't want to do that again, then I will be able to make that decision.
Yeah. And then I'm going to give you a year, and then you'll be like, someone invited me on this RV trip, and then you'll go again.
I will probably go again.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be a great time.
Yeah, you're going to have so much fun. Like, I remember when you first said this to me, that you were doing this, and this was like, I don't know, a month or so ago.
Yeah, we've been planning it for a while.
And I was hyped for you. And you're like, we'll see.
We'll see.
And then you even like broke it down. You're like, I see the group split equally in half of people who thrive in a camp-like environment and people who don't. And I immediately was like, I can do this. I can split this in my mind on the very little information I know about everyone. So how, for the other campers.
Mm-hmm.
How are they feeling about it?
I don't know, actually. I really haven't talked to, like, Lindsay's a camper.
Yes.
Lindsay's the only one that I know that has camped. I think Janelle could camp too, or like, she's good. I feel like the others of us, I just don't either know if they've ever camped or they're interested in camping. We
now
definitely
I feel
will
like
need to talk
I'm
about
missing
it.
someone. Okay. So,
Well, yeah. So you don't. Bobby, one of our other friends, she's the sixth person.
Okay, is she a camper?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we have 4 non-campers.
We have 4 people that I either don't know or I think they're non-campers. So we'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out. But like, I also feel like this is going to be like good for me, like childhood wise. I grew up at the river. I used to fish. I've hunted, but not real animals.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's like, put me out there.
Yeah,
I can build a fire.
To nature.
Yeah, it's like I'm kind of looking forward to it. We're gonna have like a lake there. They're like, we could rent a kayak and stuff.
That is wonderful.
Right? I will build the fire. I will cook the food too. I love grilling outside.
Roasting a weenie over an open fire.
Exactly. I gotta bring the s'mores.
Yeah,
we're there.
We're there. I regularly say this, that I want to get into the world of camping. And Kyle and Adrian, citizens and couple friends of ours, huge campers, like big lovers of the woods.
Yep.
And they've been like, yeah, we need to take you camping. And I'm like, yeah. And when we did Kyle's like race thing, we slept in a tent for that, and it was fun. But we weren't like in the woods. But like, I used to camp all the time when I was in Girl Scouts, and I think it's just especially nice at this age where you're just like, we don't have technology.
Yeah,
we are just out in nature, and it really is so healing and nice.
Yeah.
And there's something about a campfire that just like generates fun, deep discussion with people and friends. Like, I don't know, the embers, they just bring it out of you.
Looking forward to that.
So I just think that's gonna be so nice. All just like sitting around in a chair.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited. And I do feel like this is a complete 180 for me. People are like, no, Jen said fuck no to camping. And I did say fuck no to camping. But again, circumstances.
People can change.
I'm gonna try it. Yep, I'm gonna try it. And you know what? Post camping, I might say fuck no to ever camping again.
Yeah.
Who knows?
What if you become really into camping?
It? Yeah. I can see that. And honestly, that's the best case scenario, because like all of Nathan's family is really into camping.
Yeah. Is Nathan into camping?
I don't think he's similar to me in the sense of like, we want a toilet.
Yeah.
We want a working toilet. Like, I think that's really our main concern with camping.
Yeah. I think like that's yeah, I like a toilet.
Yeah. But not a bucket. Not a bag that I need to tie up and put it somewhere later, or like whatever.
Not a hole that you need to dig.
Not a hole that I gotta dig. No.
I have a very traumatic experience with that.
Yeah, see, Jesus, I don't even know if I want to know that story.
Well, since you didn't ask, when I was in Girl Scouts, I had to take a shit in the woods. And they were like, okay, here's the shovel. You need to dig a hole, shit in it. But the ground, and like cover it up. But the ground was so hard. I could not make any indentation into Mother Earth. So I was just like, fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Shit right there.
Yeah, I did.
On
and
the
then
hard dirt.
My troop leader, I guess, saw it and like called me out in front of everyone.
Oh, rude, troop leader. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fucked up. But also, like...
And I had...
Was it, like,
I don't know who listens to this, but in my lifetime, there was a troop leader who I loved and a troop leader who I didn't love that much.
It was the one
and
you
it
didn't
was
love.
the one I didn't love that much.
That's why. Because you call people out when they're kids shitting in woods. It was hard. It was hard on the ground out there.
And honestly, deer, bears, turkey, they're all shitting out there.
They are.
It's not like I shat on a path that someone could step in. I shat in the woods.
If a bear shits in the woods, but no one's there to see it, does it shit in the woods?
Yeah, that troop leader. She sees it. She's always there.
You know, it's funny
And now I do want to know, campers call out, what is protocol for shitting in the woods?
Okay.
And cleaning up after yourself?
I'm interested in this as well, because there has been a moment where emergency happened and I have shat in the woods.
Yeah. I think if you're
as an adult
off the path, yeah. Why were you in the woods? As someone who doesn't like the woods.
No, I parked the car, emergency, no place to go into a restroom. Parked the car, ran as far into the woods as possible.
Did you park the car?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure this was a late night coming home or leaving the river house. So it's out in the country somewhere.
Okay, it's not like off 95.
Oh, no.
And you like are in the woods.
No. It was on like, now there were places to stop that weren't open. And so I think I tried the 7-Eleven and their bathroom wasn't available. And I just walked into the woods behind the 7-Eleven.
Yes, because your body, we've discussed this recently, I'm sure once it got into the 7-Eleven, said, we are where we need to be and we have begun the releasing process.
100%.
And to then not have that doesn't just go back in.
It doesn't.
You're like, okay, we have a very small window before this unplanned evacuation is happening.
Yeah, and you may be asking, well, Jennifer, what did you use to wipe your ass after you shit? And yes, I had a pair of gloves in my car that are still in the woods next to that pile of shit.
I thought you were going to say, and they're still in my car.
Oh, no. Those gloves were abandoned.
Why didn't you just throw away the gloves? You were at a 7-Eleven.
Nope,
trash cans.
left them in the woods. Because they had shit on them.
My troop leader can shame you because that is probably still there.
It is. They're definitely still there. They're not biodegradable. The shit was, but I couldn't bring myself to carry shit wiped gloves into the 7-Eleven and throw them away inside, because remember the bathroom was like out of commission or something. I couldn't get in.
Question: did you put on the glove and wipe, or did you just hold the glove?
Honestly, I don't even remember. I think I just held the glove, but I should have put it on. Why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember doing that. I think I just like used the glove. I'm trying to remember what color the gloves were too, because I think that you could. It wasn't black.
Yeah, that's surprising for you,
right?
Were they neon orange? Like,
well, I mean, this has been like
before you really entered your true
before
black
I went
era.
Full black.
Yeah.
Where I just dove right in. It's funny how there's always a shit story. Always a shit story.
Always. It always comes back to shit.
Yeah. But I mean, that is my one thing with camping though. Is like it's that the bathroom. I want to be able to use the bathroom.
I've had to wipe with a lot of leaves in my youth, and I'm very lucky that none of those have been
I was going to say
poisonous.
That seems dangerous, right?
Yeah.
Damn, I've peed a lot of times. Like at soccer games, there wasn't a toilet and stuff, so we'll like just pee.
Not even a porta potty?
Kids will pee in the woods. Wow. No, I remember when we were younger. I remember peeing in the woods a lot, but you just didn't wipe.
Oh, I found a leaf.
I just peed and pulled my pants
but
right
the leaf,
back up.
they're not super absorbent, so.
I mean, I was already sweaty everywhere, so I don't know if I really noticed. Also, I was a dirty kid.
Yeah.
Just played soccer, went and peed in the woods, came back.
Who's that dirty girl who always smells like pee?
Piss. Oh, God. When you're dehydrated, that's when it's a problem, because you do smell it. Whereas if you drink your water, though, hey, drink your water, kids.
I'm going to say,
you never smell the pee.
Even if you're pretty hydrated, if you don't wipe, your underwear is still going to smell like pee.
I mean, maybe, but the pee doesn't smell like pee.
You know, I've never...
I can always tell a difference. Like,
well, yes, clearly there's like rank like, dehydrated pee, and you're like,
versus,
wow, that's orange.
Yeah. But when it's like basically white.
Yeah. Okay. Whenever I pee and it's basically clear, I am very proud of myself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I've won hydration.
But don't they say that like there's a way to overhydrate?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I remember once I went to a field hockey camp, and the main thing that I remember, actually, I'm going to say my only memory from the camp is that on day one, they said you should be drinking so much water that your pee is clear. If it is not clear, you are dehydrated, because it was like a summer field hockey intensive camp. So it was like you're running around and moving a lot. So they're really trying to hydrate you.
Still, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Hard to do.
And I don't remember if I was successful. I just remember the task that was given to me.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, as a kid, I drank a lot of Gatorade, so my pee probably smelled like piss.
Like blue?
like blue. Yeah, glacier blue.
What's your Gatorade flavor? What's your go-to?
When I was a kid, it was always the glacier. Isn't it glacier blue?
Well, there was the two blues. There's like the light blue and the dark blue.
Light blue.
I'm a dark blue.
And then I was an orange and a yellow.
I like a dark blue. I'll drink a light blue and the purple and a yellow, but I'm not into the reds.
I feel like I drank the reds as a kid, but my favorite flavors were the light blue, orange, and yellow.
Yeah.
And now they still are. Yeah, those are still my faves. But I will not touch the red.
Did you have a vomit experience?
I don't know. I just think it's disgusting. I think it tastes like a cough syrup or something that's like not enjoyable.
Okay.
I also don't even touch, I only do the zeros now.
Yeah.
I wish they had that when I was a kid.
Yeah. Nah, we were just literally drinking Kool-Aid. Yeah. Always.
All this reminds me is that I need to make sure I get a case of water for our camping trip.
Yeah. Well, what are your other thoughts on camping? Don't poo in a populated path.
Yeah, that's
so you'll have a bathroom.
Respectful.
So
yeah, no, it's the poo's gonna be interesting. I think for the most part, okay. You guys know I don't poop in public,
right?
But if you're in a camper, you gotta. I almost think, and this is likely what I will do, is I will probably go to the bathroom in the wineries over the RV.
What if it's closed?
Yeah, then it will have to be RV. But like, as much as possible, I'm gonna try to take advantage of the public restrooms. And I say that, and I hate that I'm doing it. But it's more of like
you hate that you're doing it because you don't like it, not because you feel bad for other people experiencing it.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of why I would do public versus the RV, because the RV is a tight space. Who knows what's gonna happen? If I can avoid it, I'll go to a public restroom. But I'm not gonna. It's just because it's not the same as my preference to go home. I don't get the option of home. So without the option of home, I'm gonna respect the fact that maybe we don't want to stink up the RV.
Sure. But
other than that, I'm excited to cook food. I don't want us to do like easy food just because we think we don't want to cook it. I'm like, y'all, I will. So
is there not a plan for that yet?
We're gonna pick up food on like when we get there.
Okay.
Rather than get it beforehand.
Yeah.
Which I'm good with. Although I say that, I almost think there's some things we need to plan in advance. Like if we're gonna do burgers and dogs, like let's just bring someone's ketchup and mustard. We don't have to buy it.
Oh yeah.
Like things like that, I feel like are. But I also don't know the whole cooking setup, so we've been chatting about it a little bit, and I am like, what is the best campfire food?
Hot dogs.
Is it hot dogs and s'mores?
Beans.
See, beans. I
you
like
cook
beans.
them in the can. You heat them up in the can.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not opposed to beans.
Basically, anything you can just like wrap in foil and cook it up. You could even get like sausage and like peppers.
See, that's what I think would be good.
Onions.
Because we have a small grill.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to do things like that.
Corn.
The one thing I don't think that I like to do if like I'm grilling or camping out is chicken. And that's solely because
that's so like not. You can have chicken at a cookout.
Yeah.
Camping chicken doesn't vibe.
I also chicken's hard and you have to get it right.
Yes.
Like, and so if I'm cooking on a small grill and I've never used the grill before, I don't know if the chicken wings are good or I don't know if the chicken breast is done. And I know you can always have a thermometer to test it, but like in my mind, it should be sausage that I can like char up like crazy and you know you've cooked it through because it's been on there for 30 minutes or whatever.
You know, you could also get those like Jiffy Pop things and make popcorn.
Oh, that sounds cool.
The fire. That could be fun.
Damn, look at that. Okay. I've got some good ideas for some groceries that we'll get.
Gosh, I wish we have two at the house because Skylar had like some childhood memory and really wanted them because that's how they always made popcorn growing up.
That's cute.
And actually maybe they're not safe because I think we've had them for a year
for
now
a while.
And never did anything with them.
Popcorn does go bad in those bags.
Yeah, and it'll like stick to the bag and then like catch on fire.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only fire I want, and I'm hoping it doesn't rain, because like
calling for it.
I don't know. I haven't looked. I'm really bad about that. I usually wait and look when I'm packing.
I mean, that's smart. the weather changes so quickly, so what's the use in
And they get it wrong half the
planning
time.
now?
But yeah, camping.
Well, I cannot wait to hear about it.
We'll see how we all survive.
Yeah. And so, okay, the next time we see each other, you will have gone camping. I will have performed in my company talent show.
I wasn't sure if you were going to share that.
And
Epic.
I'm nervous about it. I literally, out of nowhere, yesterday, laying on the couch, said to Skylar, I just got a pit of anxiety in my stomach about performing. I think it's because I'm also, like, doing it alone.
Yeah. You have no one up there with you?
Like, I don't even have someone on a tambourine.
Yeah.
And I don't even think there's a prize involved.
Shit, I took a shot before I did mine. That was my lorazepam for the for the presentation.
Piper.
And I finished.
Have you started watching it? Okay.
I finished it. Oh, it was so good.
Piper, no.
Piper, no. God, she's hilarious.
She's the best. She
yes.
crushed that role.
You want to live in Thailand or Tokyo? Or what is she?
White Lotus, most recent season. I will say weakest season.
Well, because
but
the first season was the best season.
Yeah, but fun to quote.
It's still good. Piper.
All right. So lots of exciting updates.
We will have plenty to update in the weeks when we get back together again.
Hopefully neither of us shit our pants due to not wanting to poop in public or public anxiety.
But if we do, it will be a great story.
No, I would have to quit my job.
You work remote though for the most part, like, right? Like, just sorry, I can never come back.
I mean,
I will be remote.
I would have to resign completely. Because it's not just like, oh, you shit your pants at your desk. I would have shat my pants while performing in front of the entire company.
Video, cameras recorded, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I think I would also quit. I would also quit. I'd be like, yep, this isn't for me
being
anymore.
remote helps.
No. I'm with you. I'm quitting. Oh,
I would need...
I'm dead.
To have some reason of like, and everyone finds out that, and then like everyone else starts shitting their pants because we all like got food poisoning from lunch or something.
Sure.
Then it's okay. Mine was just more public, and it's more like, oh my gosh, people feel so bad for me that I had to deal with that and they didn't. So but we all went through it.
Yeah.
That I will keep my job. I will stay.
I might still consider not working with people who know I've shit myself.
Actually, maybe they wouldn't know that I shit myself. I would just know. I won't wear a dress.
Yeah. Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
Now you have that to worry about. How's that anxiety
I don't
feeling?
think that's happening.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're
feel
good.
Confident in my bowels. We'll see. Even though my...
We'll find out.
Do you ever get, like, nervous shits?
I do not.
Like, when I would have an audition for something or, like, an interview, my anxiety forms in my butt.
Oh, no, mine's in my chest.
And it's not a, like... Oh, I'll get it there, too, but I feel, like, the need to poo.
Oh.
But I don't, actually. But
I mean, that's a thing.
Another friend of mine in
Nervous
high school
poo.
said she had this. Courtney, shout out.
I feel like I've heard that before. Nervous shitters.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that, though.
And not like I'm going to have a blowout or something, but just you feel, oh, I could poop right now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Just don't do it.
Well, as always, thank you all so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this poop camping global entry discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, share with a friend, like, comment, all the good stuff. We would love that. And
we're fans of that.
With that, I will say ta-ta, citizens.
Love ya. Is that my thing now?
If you like it,
has it been working?
How do you feel about it? Does it feel normal?
I don't know.
I'm not a big love ya unless I feel confident that I love ya. You know?
I mean, I don't love many people, but I love ya.
But love ya is more cash than
love ya's
I
not
love
real.
You.
It's like, love ya.
Peace, love, and harmony to citizens.
We're similar.
You're going to become back a huge like granola hippie after camping.
Prove it.
Proof your granola?
Yeah.